confident, innovative, resourceful, creative ladies empowerment. Get ready, get set for success.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank y'all so much for tuning in on today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Success Sundays. My name is Tanisha R. Atkins, and I am the CEO of Divas Incorporated. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We had a little technical difficulties today. We started out, I was actually trying to go on Facebook and Facebook Live at the same time, and so that didn't quite work out. So we are starting over today. And today we're going to talk about branding, how to brand your brand. Now, I have coming to the show who that's going to co-host with me today is Tate. Miss Tan, she is the creator of the Tea Time with Tan. And you all may have seen her podcast or heard her podcast because I know that we advertise it and we talk about it. I'm always talking about it on Facebook. The Tea Time with Tan, because I actually love her show. And so I asked her to join me on today. I asked her to join me so that she can talk to you all about branding. And I'm getting ready to share it on Facebook now so that you all can tune in with us. So just give me a few moments here. And I'm going to bring Tan on in just a second. We're just trying to get around our little technical difficulties today. And we will. We absolutely will. So just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and share it on Facebook so that you all can join us. So today we're talking about how to brand your brand. That's what we're talking about on today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share it on Facebook. Just a moment. And then I'm going to bring Tan on. So hopefully you all have been having a great Sunday. And again, sorry about the little shaky beginning, but I had to kind of reroute some things. So I'm kind of blasting it out to social media so you all will know where to find us at. So one moment. All right, so I'm going to bring Tan on now. All right. Hello, Miss Tan, are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much for joining with me today and rerouting and doing what we need to do to make sure that this word is getting out there, because we're going to press forward past any audio issues and tech issues. We already have a plan in place because that's what you do when you're successful. You always have a backup plan, and this is our backup plan. So welcome to the show, Tan. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. It's like the past 26 minutes never happened.
Well, thank you, because the last 26 minutes, I'm secretly like, I cannot believe you, equipment. But hey, that's okay. We have technical difficulties, but we're going to keep rolling on today. I'm excited about talking about how to brand your brand. And I asked Tan to join me today because this is definitely one of her areas of expertise. The message that she has on branding is just simply phenomenal. Like, I had to relook at my brand. Like, after I heard her, she has a podcast called Tea Time with Tan. And so after I listened to her podcast, I definitely had to go back in and take a look at my brand, because I needed to make sure that I have my stuff together. So thank you so much for that information, Tan. So before we get started, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell everybody about you and what you do.
Okay, thank you. Well, I am Tate, and I am my most favorite brand. And I speak about branding, but it all starts with change. So I like to say I'm my favorite change enthusiast, but my message in my area of expertise definitely takes me to branding because probably for the past 25, 30 years, I've worked in leadership. I was a part of the corporate world, and I was working with people. And when you're managing people, my goodness,
yes,
you really have to be anointed for that. So, in my journey in life, I have dealt with some tragedies, and I discovered the purpose in my pain. I went from from tragedy to triumph, and it landed me here. Little did I know that everything that I went through was connected for this time in my life. I've always said, probably the past 20, 25 years or so, once I got the revelation, that I am anointed to speak. See, I was born into a family of singers. Mm-hmm. My mom could sing, my dad could sing, all my siblings could sing, except for guess who? Right. Me. And I'm going to be honest, I felt some kind of way with God about that. I'm like, growing up, everybody would say, oh, you one of the cold children. We know you can blow. No, hold on. I absolutely cannot at all, but I found my place in doing other things. And then there was one day I was having a conversation with God about this topic. So I want to interject right here. You can go and talk to God about anything. You can ask him anything. Just be prepared for the answer, because he definitely will answer. So when I was talking to him about this, he was like, man, how many times you hear people say there's something about your voice? And I'm like, yeah, whatever, I hear that, yeah. And he said, how many times do you hear people say you always have the right words to say? And I'm like, yeah, And he said, I didn't forget about you. Because, see, I thought I had missed out on my family inheritance. Mm-hmm. He said, I didn't forget about you. I chose you. I made you unique. I gifted you with spoken words. It's still through your vocal cords. It's just up to you to uncover your purpose and utilize it.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that.
Yes. So fast forward to here, 2018, the past 3 months, probably about a year ago, I was laid off my job. And I had taken a job to relocate from Dallas back to the Houston area. And I was laid off my job. And I had been working for the past 4 weeks, Lord knows, I don't know how many years. And I decided, I'm just going to take some time off. I'm not going to re-enter into the workplace right now. Mm-hmm. So I took some time off. I did some traveling. And then, God and I had a conversation. And he reminded me about my gift, about my ability to speak. In the area of industry that I was in, I was a coach, so I was coaching people in their performance as it was supposed to relate to work. But when you're a coach, it's kind of hard to separate A from B. So I kind of would always uncover what their desires and purpose was and sort of tie it all together so that they could perform. And, it just kind of, here's what I say. When you begin working your dreams will take you places you never even thought about going.
Absolutely.
So I got up and I started working my dreams, and I started my greeting card business that I have been wanting to do ever since I was in my early 20s. I began podcasting, and then through the podcasting, I now have a spot on the morning show with KCOH. It's called Pancake. And I'm just, I'm living my best life. Not because I'm not in the corporate world. Not because I don't have to get up and go clock in at somebody's job. Because I clock in every morning into my dreams, into my purpose. But because I'm fulfilling my God-given destiny and purpose. And until you do that, you're not living. So I'm living my best life. So I'm excited just hearing myself say that.
Yes, that is amazing, And one thing that you said that I want to pick up on, you talked about your God-given gifts. And so I want to talk about that in the aspects of branding, because we have to remember that our gifts come from God. first of all. And so
Yes.
I want to put it out there this way. I was kind of meditating on today and, like, okay, Lord, well, what is it that you want the people to know about branding? And so one of the scriptures that he actually took me to was the Ephesians 2:10 that we all know. We all have heard it before. And so he just kind of prompted me to go back and read it again, through the Amplified version, which says that we are his workmanship, his own master work, a work of art, created in Christ Jesus, reborn from above, spiritually transformed, renewed, ready to be used for good works, which God prepared for us beforehand, taking paths which he set so that we could walk in them, living the good life, which is what you just said, which he prearranged and made ready for us. And I said, okay, Lord, well, how does that scripture tie into branding? And he just began to just share with me that even in this right here, he took by the scripture saying that we're his masterwork, that he was branding us after him. Even in that, even if you pay attention to that scripture, what God was doing was branding us.
Yes.
He was branding us. And I said, wow, I never really read that scripture like that before. And so when you talk about branding, you see how it says that he took time, he crafted us. And when you're talking about success in business, I believe that God is our model, and that if we're going to brand, we have to brand like he branded, and we have to brand from the inside out. You have to brand from what you're made of. And when he said that to me today, that just really blew me away, because a lot of times we see other people that are marketing and, we're doing this and we're doing that because that's what this person did and that's what that person did. And those things are okay. But are you really branding yourself, or are you branding doing something that you seen somebody else do? Can you talk to us a little bit about that, Tin?
Absolutely. I love acronyms. I'm an acronym lover because I believe that it takes away from whatever your predetermined definition of a word is.
Right.
So I believe in acronyms. So I have one for the word brand.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with the B. The B means that you should be unique because you were created through his workmanship.
Yes.
So you should be unique. And that comes from uncovering your purpose, what it was you were created to do. Because there is something that only you can do. Only you can do the Success Talk Sundays the way that you do. Right. Only you can instill confidence in others the way that you do. So when you be unique, when you be true to your purpose, true to yourself, it's going to cause a realness, which takes me to the R. Mm-hmm. So you got to be real, and to be real means that you have a quality way of living. And I'll give you an example. I saw a picture of you when you were doing the promos for us getting ready to go on, and I was like, my goodness, that's success right there. Because you have that quality, successful look about you. You know what your personal brand is. You know what you were created to do. So now that you are able to pour into your business, girl, you look like success.
Well, thank you.
And you are success.
Yes.
They like to say, if it look like a duck, if it quack like a duck, it is a duck.
It's a duck,
hey.
Quack, quack.
Hey, if it look like success and it breathes success, guess what? It is success.
Absolutely.
And then that takes me to the A, which is attract. So when you be unique, when you are real, you attract others. You draw favor from places that you would have never imagined it in.
Right.
Because people are getting connected to your purpose, to your destiny, to your workmanship, to who you were created to be.
Right.
So, and that, after you attract newness, new favors, it takes you to the end, which is new. So that means you're going to be developing new opportunities, new clients, new direction, new growth. You're going to be able to maintain with your existence, but then you're going to be able to see a profit. And I like to use the word profit, not based on the definition, not when you're just getting a return, where it's a total increase, where whatever you put out, you don't even have to say, well, I need to cover this.
Right.
Everything you bring is strictly profit. And when you are living brand, when you be unique, when you're real, when you can attract, you can secure a newness, and that allows you to close the deal.
Ooh, I like that.
Deals, when I talk about deals, I'm talking about relationships, opportunities. It's all kind of things. You know, there's a definition for deals, but when I talk about it, it's having what you thought you never could imagine. For example, with me, I was able to close the deal with the radio, and guess what? It came to me. It was attracted to my podcast, to my dreams, to my purpose. So I was able to close that deal, foster new relationships, create new opportunities, and it opened the door for me to be here with you today.
Right.
One of the hottest corporations that I know is Diva Incorporated. It's thriving. It's successful. To be even associated with you is an honor. So that's my take on the word brand. And I'm going to recap. It's to be real, be you, be real, attract new deals. Be unique, real, attract new deals. Be unique, real, attract new deals.
I love it. I love that. I love that. When you put it all together like that, be unique, real, and attract new deals. I love it. And I love how it all ties back to purpose. That's the thing that you have to realize. Some people, let me tell you how some people kind of mess up with the branding thing. Because some people kind of jump, you have an idea, you have a business idea, you want to do it, you're good at something, you're good at baking. Let's say you're good at baking. So you decide, you want to start a catering company. Okay. And those things are fine, but you still have to go back. You still have to go back and brand from the inside. You have to tidy up your message when you're branding. Why is it that you want to bake? Why is it that when you bake, what is going to attract me to what you're doing versus all the other people out here? Where's the uniqueness at in what you're doing? But a lot of times, like I was saying before, what we do is when you talk about branding, you see somebody else who maybe say, I'm going to start a YouTube page and that's how I'm going to brand. And then so you start a YouTube page and now all of a sudden you don't have anybody coming to your page because you're using YouTube to brand your company, which first of all, you already in so many violations just from that altogether because your company should already be branded before you hit YouTube. And a lot of times that's the problem. Things are just out of order. You have to connect. What is your message? Like, there has to be a message behind your business. And sometimes your message is not strong enough. And when your message is not strong enough, you cannot brand properly because you just want to put cookies out there because you know how to cook because you got a family recipe. But what is the message behind it? And you might say, well, what's the message behind cookies? Well, tell us what makes you want to open the business. Are you just in it for money? Do you like baking? What do you like about baking? Does it draw you to your family? Do you use that for y'all to spend more time together? Like, your message has to be strong when you're talking about the aspect of branding. When I look at your business, and I always tell my clients this, if you don't know why you're doing something, you shouldn't even be doing it. Because when I ask you, why are you doing this business? You should be able to tell me right off the tip of your tongue. It should roll off like that. What you think about that, Tan?
I totally agree. And you actually kind of touched in to the 4 P's that I have on branding. And one is purpose. If you don't know your purpose, if you don't know the reason why, then you're going to struggle. And here's what I like to say when I'm speaking on branding. I always say start with you. Because if your brand, your personal brand is lacking, it's going to be hard to build any other brand. And that's as it relates to your family, as it relates to your small business, as it relates to you being an employee. Whatever it is you're doing, it all starts with your personal brand.
Yes.
So one of the P's in brand is purpose. What is your purpose? Because like you said, we want to be a copycat. And that wasn't even what you were assigned to do. That's not what you are anointed for.
Exactly.
Therefore, you're only going to get just I don't even want to call it fake $2 bill, because whatever you receive is not going to last. You're not going to be able to build from it. And that's why I like to always speak to that if you ever identify that something is missing in your brand, it's okay to step back and do a re-imaging.
Right.
I worked for a company before when I was out in the corporate world, and Texaco. You may remember Texaco used to be black and gray.
Right.
And they decided that it was sort of stale, and they needed some life. And so the company that I worked for began to do the re-imaging of all the Texaco stations, and that's when they went to the bright red and the black and the star, and it was like you thought you were, instead of going to get gas, it felt like you were going to an entertainment place because of the re-imaging that they went through, and it began to secure their business. And Texaco realized they needed to be a part of that rebranding process. So all of the independent gas station owners that were out there, they gave them a dollar value to upgrade and re-image their stations. And I say that to say, if you're not investing in you, if you're not adding value to you, your purpose is missing something.
Yes. That's it. You are so on it with that purpose, because how can you brand? That's why God led me back to that scripture today that says that we're his handiwork. So I believe in that. I believe that, like he said, we are ready. He made us ready for use. So everything that we need is on the inside of us, and that includes the wisdom for your branding. The wisdom that you need, that's already on the inside of you. So it's okay to have a mentor and to look at other people and say, okay, I see that they're doing this works. But it's more important to get back in tune to what's on the inside of you. What is that wisdom on the inside of you telling you to do? So you may sell cookies, and God may tell you, I want you to go to the library every Saturday and stand out there with your cookies. But you want to go on YouTube, or you want to do Facebook Live, or you want to go to the mall and sell cookies. Well, God said go to the library. Go to the library and make a sign, do that. It's all about, and why am I saying that? I know y'all might say, well, what does that have to do with branding? Because it's advertising.
Yes.
And advertising is a part of branding. So a lot of times we just post on Facebook, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But what is God specifically saying to you to do? How does he want you? Just like when he branded us, he put specific things in us. Specific. Okay, she needs more patience here. She's gonna need some creativity. This one's she's gonna be an inspirational person. So God put everything already on the inside of us. So we need the information. We need the wisdom from God to say, God, how do I need to brand this? How can I pull what you put inside of me? Okay, so let's use myself as an example. So I say I'm born to inspire the world. So how am I gonna brand that, Lord? What is it that you want me to do? What are my avenues for branding? Where do I need to go? Who does this message belong to? That's a big part of branding. If you don't know first of all, if you don't know what, then you won't know who. And you don't get the who until you know the what. I always tell my clients that until you are clear on what you are to do, when you get clear on that, the who will show up. So a lot of times we just get real antsy and like ready. I want to do this and I'm going to go buy this ad and do that. You got to step back when you talk about branding and go to the master brander and get some wisdom and some information and connect it back to your purpose. Don't do things outside of your purpose.
Absolutely. And that takes me to the second P, which is passion.
See, look at that. You're doing good, girl.
Yes. Because if you don't have the passion to stand out at the library and sell those cookies, you're in the wrong purpose.
Yes.
And a lot of times people say, well, I'm really not sure what my purpose is. So I always like to speak to, well, what's your passion? What do you enjoy doing? And even when I was in the corporate world and I was managing people and they hated their jobs, as a coach, I would begin to show them the benefits of being in that particular role. I would ask them, so what is it? What's your dream job? Well, my dream job is to, own my own business, and I'll keep with your theory and be a baker and sell cookies. Well, guess what? You're going to have to deal with people. Yes. You're going to have patience. You're going to have to be able to follow instructions, connect to the vision of what they're doing. If they have a special order for their cookies, for their wedding cake, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So right now, you're in a season of learning that skill set.
Yes.
So don't see this as the job that you hate right now. Begin looking at the benefits. It's developing you. It's helping you. And then they should see it. And when they should see the benefits, we like features and benefits. When we can see the benefit of what season we're in now, it will help us understand where we're going with our passion.
That's good, Tan. I like that.
So be mindful of what you say your purpose is. And if you find yourself struggling where it's really not your passion, for example, I say my purpose, my brand is inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. And so you know what I purpose to do every week? I reach out to someone, and I send them a message of inspiration. I encourage them. I motivate them because that's my passion. So I'm living it. It's not just about my podcast. It's not just about Mondays when I'm on the radio. It's about my everyday. It's a way of life. My brand is my way of life. And so that means I have to be creative. And then I have to spend time with God. Who needs a reminder today? Who needs some inspiration? Who needs some encouragement? Who needs some motivation? Because my vision is I want to be a colossal leader of inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. So my actions need to align with my passion that follows my purpose.
And that, just like you're saying that's a good example of what you're saying, because branding really is all about how you show up. How you show up in the world. That's what branding really is about. Now, just like Tan just said, her brand is inspiration and motivation. Now, we seen her out somewhere being mean to people and always downgrading. Well, that doesn't match her brand. That doesn't match what's coming out of her mouth. If she's saying, hey, I'm an inspirational person, I'm a motivational person, and you always see her on Facebook, she talking down, she talking negative about people. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real.
God, yes.
Let's keep it real. But see, we think those type of things don't affect our brand, but people are watching. People watch what you say and they watch what you do. So if your brand message, that goes back to what I was saying about messaging. Your message it may not be strong enough because your lifestyle is not lining up with your purpose, which is what Tan said. Branding yourself. You have to become you have to be a person of integrity. You have to have, when you talk about success, this is a real deal. This is not, I don't know what you've heard about success, but success takes work. And you have to make sure that people are in it. Although, just like Tan said, all those things matter. And people are watching. So you want to go sell cookies and you saying these are inspirational cookies for hope and let's spread love around. And I just seen you in the corner around the street at the corner store. You done curse somebody out. Well, I don't want to buy your cookies because I don't believe in your brand. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real.
Are you standing there like you mad at the world? You won't even smile and greet me. You're just holding a plate out there with a sign. No, that's not going to work. Which takes me to the next P, which is the third P, and that's product. You are a product of your brand.
We are flowing today, Missy. We are flowing today.
Yes, and no one wants a product that's not authentic.
Yes.
I see people in the store all the time. I'm a person where labels used to matter to me. I didn't want the store brand. I wanted, the name brand.
Right.
That's how we referenced it. Until I went to work for another company in the corporate world, and I realized what happened is the company, the name brand company, was making the same product, just selling it to the store so they could put their label on.
Look at that. Wow.
So it didn't matter about the label. What matters is the product. So you can label yourself as inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. But every time you go look on my Facebook page, it's always negative. It's just horrible. It makes you cringe. You'd be like, let me see how I can even unfollow things. I don't even want to see her post.
Exactly.
But yet still, I say who I am. So anything that's attached to you becomes a product of your brand. That's your attitude. That's your way of thinking. That's your way of looking at other individuals.
Right.
That's your way of engaging with people. All those pieces. That's how you interact with your family. This is one that really gets me. You know, I have a brand that says I'm inspiration, motivation, and encouragement, but I'm always tearing down my husband.
Right. Come on now. Keep it real.
I'm always calling my son a name. I'm always, fussing at my grandchildren. That's not inspiration. That's not motivation. And nor is that encouragement. So your brand starts with you.
That's right.
Home. You have to be a better product. And that's why I like to say, be mindful of what you plug into and who you're connected to. Now, if you're like me, just because of the journey in life that I've gone through, I don't really do TV that much. And when I don't do TV at all. And I pick and choose what I watch on Netflix because it has to be wholesome. But I see more people talking about power and empire. And I'm like, what's really going on? And this is just my story. I'm not knocking anyone who does that. I'm just giving you an example of how what you do impact you because we're keeping it real.
That's
so for me right now, the way my daughter was killed, the way I've been through domestic violence, the way I've been through sexual abuse, the way I had my mental breakdown, and all the other things that I have survived, if I sit there and watch reality TV, I'd be crazy.
Yes.
Because I'm feeding that in. I wouldn't be able to live my brand. I would be supporting someone else's brand. There's no way that I could be spewing out inspiration, motivation, and encouragement if I'm always taking in this negativity. And I know for research purposes and other reasons, people get connected to the reality TV or Lifetime. I started watching Lifetime so long ago, I can't even remember what their logo even looked like. and because what I feed me is what I become. Even in the food chart, what you eat is what you become.
That's
so
right.
Feed your brand is going to be the product that you deliver. So take care of it. In one of my podcasts, I talked about social media posts. How, when people start looking for jobs, they want to temporarily take down your social media. Well, here's the deal. You don't know who's already been connected to your page that had an opportunity for you. But because of all the stuff, the foolishness that you've been posting, you missed that opportunity. You don't know that most companies have a way to go in and find that page that's shut down and still figure out what it's doing. In the corporate world, when I was managing people, people would say, Ms. Tan, I want to be your friend on Facebook. I want to do this and I want to be that. And I'm always saying, look, I'm probably not going to go to your page because I want to respect your privacy. But if that's what you want to do, then, fine. Because I'm thinking, okay, maybe they need some of what I have.
Right.
And every once in a while, I would see a throwed off post that they done made about the place where they work.
Yes.
Yeah. So you out here talking about your income, your resources, your ability. I know you're frustrated at work, and I would tell them, I was that type of leader. You have to have a balance. I didn't always just do what the book said because, mercy and grace would kick in.
Right.
And I would say, now, here's your warning. I happen to glance and see what you posted. That's very unprofessional. IT could go in at any moment and see what you got out there, and it could have, consequences for that choice. Now, go take that post down.
Yes.
And don't let me see another one out there again.
People just don't realize that. Like, how you show up in the world, again, it matters. Just like we said in the beginning, God branded us. So it's important that, and this is not about being perfect. It's not about being perfect. That's not what either one of us is saying. But it's about being aware of how you're showing up. And don't say that it don't matter. This is just me. That I'm going to do me all day. Well, guess what? People watching you. So you just need to take that into consideration while you're trying to sell cookies and they see you on Facebook and you being negative. But again, just think about that. If you really that right there just sums up branding. You telling me you making cookies for hope and inspiration. And what am I supposed to think about that? If I see you always posting that, I'm telling you, you have to really think about how that looks. And then now I see you out at the store and you sweet as pie. Well, I'm going to think you bipolar. And I'm going to think your brand bipolar too. Because you're not matching up with what you're saying. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm not trying to offend anybody. But these are the conversations that we don't have about success. Because we think, I'm going to get a logo. And I'm gonna do this, and I'm a good baker, and as soon as I put it out there, people are gonna buy my cookies. Well, you have to give them something to want to invest in. When you brand the right way, the right people will show up. When you brand and connect it back to your purpose, be mindful of what you're doing, get your message tight, have a strong message, people will show up. When you know the what, when you know the why, the who will show up. And if you don't take anything else away from this show that I've said, because Tana said a whole bunch of meat and potatoes again. But if you don't take nothing else away from what I've said today, just take away that. When you know the what and the why, when you get that together and you have fully understood what your mission is, the who will show up. And that's what I want to say to you today. So what wrapping it up, saying some are branded for us. What do they need to know to have an effective brand, to really show up in the marketplace, to stand out, to tie their purpose in, like you're saying, to have a good product? Sum it up for us. Give us that. We ready for our motivation, Miss Motivation and Inspiration.
Yes, and encouragement. That is my brand. So to sum it up, I want you to be mindful of how you sow into your brand so that you can be in the harvest and not in the drop. So I'm going to give you 5 tips to sow into your brand. That way, you're going to be always in the harvest. The first one is to educate yourself. Become a SME, or a subject matter expert. Whatever you say your brand is, if it's that cookie, making those cookies, become an expert, do the work. And then share your knowledge. As you begin to learn different things, as you begin to become a subject matter expert in baking cookies, share with someone else.
Yes.
Don't keep it to yourself. You know, sometimes we always want to talk about the haters, but really, we the ones that hate. You know, because what's wrong? What harm is sharing the knowledge? And then be able to ask for help. If you've heard this podcast, or when you hear this podcast, and you know that you have an area of that lacks in confidence, that you want to be successful, that you want to fulfill your craftsmanship, how you were created, then seek out an expert.
Yeah,
go to Industry Incorporated. Become a client. Ask for help. Invest in yourself. And then I want you to learn from the successful. If you look, Tanisha at the beginning, she began to talk about all of the different products of her brand. And that's how I identify with someone who's living their brand the way that they were created to. They begin to develop other products. She knows the technical side of it. She's a writer. She's an entrepreneur. She's just well diverse in branding, developing products. So learn from the successful. And then finally, network. You know, we get to the place where we always say, you know, well, I don't feel like getting bothered with nobody. You know, I'm mad because I wanted to start a podcast and then they have a podcast. I wanted to do a craft and then they doing craft. I said I was going to do T-shirts, now all of a sudden she doing T-shirts. Listen here. I guarantee you the executives from McDonald's, Burger King, Jack in the Box, Carl Jr.'s, In-N-Out, whatever burger place, I guarantee you that they have some sort of network where they come together and they talk about their industry.
That's good.
So don't be afraid to network, and don't let because someone else started something prevent you from starting something.
Yes.
So those are ways to sow into your brand so that you can be in the harvest and not in the drought.
I absolutely love that, Ted. I just want to say one more thing since you kind of brought that up. Talking about like McDonald's and Burger King. I really want to address this when it comes to success, because there's a C word that I've been hearing and seeing a lot of successful women in particular throw around on social media in particular, and that word is competition. And I just want to talk about that just for a few brief moments in closing. Since Tan kind of went there, and kind of already opened the door, I'm just going to go and walk in the door. Let me say this. When God crafted you, as we went and talked about the scripture today, God put things on the inside of all of us. And for me in particular, my life is about living my purpose. So if I so happen to start a podcast because you started a podcast, we have to get our mind out of thinking that somebody is trying to compete with us. Because it could just be that God used your podcast to spark something in that person to say, see, I need you to do that because, see, over there, they're talking about A, B, C, and D. But over here, I need you to talk about RSTUV. You understand what I'm saying? You have to change your perspective about that, because I'm so tired of hearing that word in the marketplace, on social media, somebody trying to silently compete. Unless we're children, unless I'm just totally missing something and something is flying over my head, why would somebody literally try to, and I'm not going to say that they don't, I'm just saying I'm tired of hearing the word. I want us to change our perspective. And if somebody, again, is doing something that we've done or we're doing, if I'm doing t-shirts and now you're doing t-shirts, well, my t-shirt brand is about building women's confidence. And even if God tell you, hey, I want you to start a t-shirt brand to build confidence, your shirts don't say what my shirts say. Now, unless you just taking my slogans and, specifically slapping them on your shirts, then we gonna have a problem. But if you, I'm so serious, I'm so tired of hearing that word. Like, everybody is just, people trying to compete with me. People trying to do their purpose. I hope that's what everybody is trying to do. So please be mindful of that. If you see somebody doing something because you went live and now they going live, take it as a compliment and be thankful that you could set the stone, lead the way for somebody. Let's change our perspective. This is the Confidence Headquarters, and I keep it real. I don't have no other way to be. I'm tired of that word. And since 10 kind of opened the door for me, I just walked on in the door to talk about it, because like she said, McDonald's and Burger King, we all like their burgers and they all taste different, and at the end of the day, they all serve the same purpose, which is to get us fed. Somebody need to catch that nugget and write it down. The purpose is to feed the people your way, feed the people your gifts, cook the burger your way, and stop worrying about what McDonald's doing. If they advertising over there and you see something that they do that works, hey, we gonna try that over here, but that don't mean that come on, y'all, we just got to stop that,
Right.
We gotta stop that. Well, I'm through fussing for today, because I do feel I've been wanting to address that for so long, because I just get so tired of hearing that word competition. The successful woman ain't thinking about no competition, because when you in your own lane, driving at your own speed, on your own journey, ain't nobody to compete with, baby. I'm sorry. I gotta back up. I'm going there. I gotta stop. I'm going too far. But thank you so much, Tan, for joining me today. I have enjoyed chatting with you. We must do this again. Y'all can find Tan. She's on the Spreaker app at Tea Time with Tan. She's always pouring out wisdom on branding, on forgiveness. She has an awesome message on forgiveness that just really, again, changed my perspective and made me look at things from a different perspective and making sure that I'm walking in love with everybody. So thank you so much for inspiring us, Tan, for encouraging us, for motivating us. It is just such a blessing to see you on this journey. I know that you have experienced some things in your life, but I'm so glad to see you smiling and shining and living on purpose. It's really a blessing to see you doing that. So kudos to you for that. So y'all can connect with Tan. Also, she's on Facebook. She's on Instagram and Twitter at Tea Time with Tan. So connect with her. Y'all go follow her and pick up some more of these nuggets, because it's impossible for us to give y'all all of our nuggets in this little 45-minute session, but you can join her every day for tea. Well, you can join me for morning coffee, and then Tan got the tea time. We always say that. Coffee and tea. Well, thank you again, Tan. That has been today's show, everybody. I hope y'all got something. Leave us some feedback and let us know what your takeaways was from today's show. Tan, give them that brand acronym one more time before we go.
Absolutely. Be unique. When you be you, be real, attract new deals. Be real, attract new deals.
I love it.
Real, attract new deals.
Be real and attract new deals. I absolutely love it. Well, we are going to wrap up today's show. This has been Success Talk Sundays with Tanisha R. Atkins and Tan Tate for Divas Incorporated and Tea Time with Tan. Thank y'all so much. We will be back next Sunday. I'll be back next Sunday at 6 p.m. And y'all connect with my girl Tan. That's my girl. She always keep me inspired. I don't care if I can be down in the dumps and all I get that one message and I'm like, God always send her right to my inbox just when I need her. So she's my inspirational angel. Thank y'all so much. We are going to sign out today. Y'all have a blessed day. If you want to connect with me and Tan, you can connect with me on social media as well at Divas Incorporated. I'm on Instagram at Divas_Incorporated. And also join me for morning coffee. You can check that out. I'm out there everywhere. I wear probably too many hats, but hey, I'm going to keep moving till the Lord say stop. Y'all have a great, great week. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see y'all next week.